where we're going to continue this discussion on a similar theme. We're going to look at how does one design a multimodal transport system. So we've talked a bit about the metro system, a little bit about how the bus connects with it, but what about the whole system, and what are the ambitions for the future to make sure that people, from the moment they leave their front door to the moment they reach their destination, can move in a seamless, comfortable, and speedy way. I'd like to introduce you now to my next speakers. Mohammed Balsad is from Moventis, a Spanish operator. Mohammed, please do come up onto the stage. And Yehia Madkour is from the engineering and design firm Perkins&Will. Yehia, please. So first off, I'd like to ask you what you've been doing in Riyadh. What is your remit from Moventis and Perkins&Will here in terms of delivering a multimodal city? Mohammed.
All right. Assalamu alaikum. Well, we actually started, we are as operator, Moventis company, we are operator. We are doing operation for buses. So we started our project in Mecca. We are doing the city bus of Mecca, like in city bus in Riyadh. So we started as we are the first international operator in Saudi Arabia. We are running around 400 buses between articulated buses and standard buses. And we created like everything from the scratch. For example, the route survey, the bus stops locations. So we have over 400 bus stops inside Mecca between shuttles, closed shuttles and open shuttle. And
you have to transport very large numbers of people quickly, don't you?
Yes, once we started in 2022, so no one knows about the public transportation in Mecca. So we did, the Royal Commission of Mecca, they did a good marketing, which is let's start running the buses for free, having passenger for free. So in 2022, the numbers was okay, but in 2023, only in 1 month in Ramadan, we reached almost 10 million passengers in 1 month. So it was a massive numbers. And from that on, so like in 2024 almost, so we start like selling tickets and people educated how to use the public transportation, where to go, where to stop. So that was a good...
That was a good tip, really, yeah.
Yes.
And you brought that to Riyadh. I'm going to ask you a bit more about that in a minute.
Yeah.
First, though, I just want to, Yehia, to introduce what you're doing. What is Perkins&Will, and what is your remit here in the city?
Thanks for being here, and hi, everyone. So Perkins&Will is an architecture firm. So we work on design, both on the architecture side, but also urban work. Back in 2012, we were invited by the Riyadh Development Authority to design the bus network. So these are the infrastructure, the bus stops, the bus rapid transit systems, all of the inline stations, but also the terminal stations.
So the actual physical buildings, or the
actual physical buildings and the urban design of the station areas, so the thresholds between the buildings and the public realm.
Okay.
And before that, about 15 years ago, we also did the concept design for all of the undulating roofs of the Riyadh metro station. So these are the prototype concepts, and that is again to create the icon that you'd now know as the Riyadh metro. So we've been involved for quite some time. Today we are in Riyadh, and we continue to work on many of the master plans in the city.
Okay, thank you. So going back to Mohammed then, you had been working for some time now in Mecca, running the bus network, getting that off the ground, and then you brought that knowledge here to Riyadh.
Yep.
Can you tell me what you've been doing here, and what has that got to do with the theme of our session, which is multimodality?
Okay, so about the multimodality, as you know, like in Riyadh, it is ongoing. So in Riyadh, like you can find the bicycles, you can find the scooters, you can find the buses, bus on demand. So you can request. There are, which is the Metro Riyadh company, they have that services, and also other companies are already in Riyadh existing doing that on demand services. We are doing, in Riyadh, we are awarded to a project which is the intercity. So we are transferring people from city to city. So we are doing Riyadh to Jeddah, Riyadh all the way to Mecca. So this project, it calls intercity projects, directly with TGA, we signed the contract. So TGA, they split it, the country, Saudi Arabia, to 3 regions, which is north, northwest, and the south. So we are awarded to the northwest area or region. So we are doing the transportation for the passengers in the whole region of the northwest. Plus, there are some shared routes between the other competitors. So we are doing the Riyadh Jeddah, as I said, and Riyadh Mecca, and there are some cities, I don't remember it right now, but we are doing that one. So about the micromobility, yes, we are doing the micromobility, but unfortunately not yet in Saudi Arabia, but we are attending to do that. We are in Paris, we are in Finland, we are in Sweden, Stockholm, we are doing the bicycles.
Okay, so I'll ask you about what's next in a minute.
This is the next.
Where do you?
The next. Well, we are waiting for some projects to come in the market. There is no tender yet, but we are planning to do. We are going to do a taxi Riyadh. There are a taxi Riyadh under Royal Commission of Riyadh (RCRC). We are pre-qualified in that. So, but we are waiting for the RFP stage to reach it and then to prepare that one.
Okay.
So yeah.
So I want to ask you then, Yehia, the theme of our session is multimodality after all. How does having an integrated design approach, which is what Perkins&Will brings, how does that add to the seamlessness of a multimodal transport system?
I like that you're saying the word seamlessness, because when I think about this, it's more about less the networks, but how do you actually move people to destinations? And when you start thinking about people first, I think this is where the key word is. Essentially, high-speed rail and metro systems are the backbone. You know, there's about 197 kilometers of metro system within Riyadh, but that's a network that needs a finer grain. And the finer grain is the bus system. So these are the bus rapid transit, the buses, the feeder buses, communities that actually connect to the smaller neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And you need both, because you need a transition between someone leaving their house. Mm-hmm. They need to find micromobility solutions to be able to reach to the bus stop. That experience needs to be dignified. So it's not just thinking about the design of the train or the design of the station or the design even of the bus stop, but you're also thinking about how does that person reach from their home to the bus stop? Where are the shades? Again, things about creating green spaces, understanding shading and canopies. What kind of...
I'm going to stop you there. So it has been part of your remit to actually change the built environment, I think is the word that's used,
100%. And
of
it's
the city
experience.
To make it a more user-friendly, more citizen-friendly
Exactly, because it's all about the experience of the journey, because that is the rhythm of everyday citizen or expat, people who are living in the city. How do you actually perceive your day-to-day journey? And it's great to have an amazing system.
So it's like a psychological experience.
Absolutely, because it's great to have an amazing system. We have the CAF station here. It's like a piece of art. How do you reach to it? That 40 meters that you need to walk to actually get to the bus stop from there. When you reach closer to your house, what is your experience? This is all the dignity that comes to people and say, you know what, I'm going to use that system or I'm not going to use it.
Mohammed is nodding and wants to say something.
I would like to say something about the multimodality. We are actually doing that, so I forgot that.
Please.
So, for example, now the train between Mecca and between Medina and Mecca. So the train, once the train reach to Mecca, there is a bus, city bus, which is the one we are running. So it's like taking all so once you, for example, you want to go to do Umrah, so you travel with a flight all the way to Jeddah, and then you just go with the train, so you don't have to go anywhere. So everything is inside that airport. So this is the multimodality. So they go all the way to Mecca. Once they reach to the station, they go not out of even of the station, just out of the train to go to the platform of the buses. They get into the buses and they get all the way to
it's one interchange.
Yes, so this is a multimodality, so we are doing that in Mecca, but nothing yet in Riyadh. Yeah.
Okay, so that I presume is the next step, is to create these interchange hubs?
Yes, yes.
Or would that, yes, I don't know, is that viable?
Yes,
okay.
yes, and even it's existing right now, what we are doing right now in Mecca.
Okay, yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, the supermodal stations are really these nodal points that connect you from one system to the other. And I think the user experience that goes through from one to the other is really important to think about. It's also really important to think about all of the different systems that can come to it, but not just from an infrastructure perspective or technology perspective, also from how do people know the information? You know, how do you get access to it? Is your same bus ticket or app that you're writing allowing you to make your journey all the way from your house to your destination through all of the 5 different modes that you might need
So
to
this is the next question. How important is it to have apps, a sort of central way of booking your transport on your phone, which is really convenient? Is that the key to, or one of the keys to unlocking multimodality?
Absolutely, absolutely, because it's part of the user experience. This is, if it's cumbersome or you don't know where the information is or you need to book through multiple systems, you lose interest and you're going to, ride your car. If
So
it's
is it really
seamless,
simple now? Have we got that app here and that makes it easy?
If you allowed me, in Mecca, with the Royal Commission of Mecca, it's under development. They are creating a platform which will have buses, taxi, so far. This is the 2 projects they own by Royal Commission. So it's under development, not yet finished.
So that's the goal.
Yes.
Right, and it'll come here to Riyadh too before long.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah, because it makes it that much easier.
Yeah.
I live on an island and I have to go always by boat to get to the train station. Yes. And suddenly I found an app which allows me to book 1 ticket all the way through, and I'm a huge devotee of this app now because it makes my life so easy.
Yeah.
So I want you finally to give me a sense of where we're going on this journey. What do you see as the vision for Riyadh? What is possible? Because very few cities have actually achieved this dream of a truly multimodal transport system. Yeah, and then Mohammed.
I think a vision is to create livable neighborhoods and communities that you're able to find dignified ways of moving around the city and not having to rely on cars, because everyone knows that the arteries or the highways, they can consume so much. But at the same time, once you start getting into shared mobility, this is where you really can increase, the capacity of each of these corridors. But getting to do that, it also means that people walking around in the city needs to find their, connected places, a place to, or like be in a city where just have your ingredients of life close to you. So that you don't have to go to destinations to find your most basic needs. So if you start getting those like 15-minute
15-minute cities, right? They call them, don't they? Yes.
So you do that, and within your small neighborhoods, you're able to find your day-to-day things. And then when you need to go to work or to a destination, then you're able to walk within that 15 minutes in a dignified way.
So that's all part of the vision.
Absolutely. Okay. To find the right, next place where you can get into the transit system. Again, the scales of transit system is really important. The multimodality of it is really important, so that you can get to another spot, north of the city that's an hour away through a system that feels dignified, and you don't feel like you actually need to drive your car to it. I think that is the vision, is having that psychological understanding of it's going to be all right, and it's going to be actually a really good experience, and it's going to save me the time and the stress from driving, and I'm going to be in a place where I actually, can enjoy my day and journey.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Mohammed, what is the vision for you? What will a multimodal Riyadh be like in the future? Paint us a picture.
I mean, so far in Riyadh, it's amazing, the modality here in Riyadh, the transportation. The metro, the buses, the bicycles, I forgot about it. The scooters also, yeah. So it's with the vision, it's going really great. And with the vision, there are like Asian Cup, it's coming in 2027. So also you have the Expo, it's coming in 2023. So the government is like putting their effort and on the transportation to improve it, and it is now like it's going really, really good and more than expected. We didn't expect it will reach to this limit right now in 2025. So it's like, for me, it's like we are ahead on the plan, which is good to hear.
Always stay ahead, Mohammed,
yes? Yeah, that's good to hear. It's good to see that. And there are 2 more lines. It's coming for the metro, so it will reduce all the traffic and the pressure on the people, so to get easily to their destinations. So I think it's going good, and it will be even much better in the next 2 years.
Mohammed, Balsad, Yehia, Madkour, thank you so much for joining.